perusing the splendid gardens of a museum here in Porto, Portugal. This is a Yoko Ono piece. There's an exhibition that she has here. It's really cool. Portals everywhere. A never-ending exploration into the halls of uncertainty, plunging forward into adventure of this existence, of this simulated reality. Totally simulated reality. Does that boggle your brain for me to tell you this reality is simulated? It has to be. Even if you believe in a creator God model concept, that God created the world in 7 days, or whatever is your chosen religious affiliation and narrative, that actually is the definition of a simulation. A model, or I should say a working model of a simulated reality inhabited by living beings. That is what you call a simulation, a creation, something that sprung from the void and is now inhabited by human beings, and God knows what else. That's the definition of a simulation. And of course, no matter where I go, here in California, there's always some guy buzzing away with a gas-powered leaf blower, traipsing behind me, waiting to fuck up my shots. It's another Yoko Ono piece. Water. Think about it. Wow, look at this tree. Who designed? People don't think about this. This place, this garden is designed and thought out, mapped out. Every detail, the pathway, the stone, where trees are planted, certain kinds of trees, because they have a certain kind of sculptural kind of shape and a form, a voice within this symphony of trees. I mean, look at this. You have this kind of tree. This is a giant living work of art. Everything is thought out. It's not happenstance. I think people don't appreciate that about landscape architecture. They just think this garden, this beautiful garden, just arrived one day. It just appeared, and nobody had thought anything out. Let this guy get the fuck out of here with this damn blower. Just use a broom, dude. Use a broom. The tea house. You know you've made it when on your property you have a tea house, a house specifically to go sip tea. The concept of a tea house is so quaint. I've always wanted to go, and when I was a boy in elementary school, I used to read books by Hans Christian Andersen, and what's that book, The Secret Garden, that was particularly, influential, I should say. This is the tea house. Meet me on the far edge of the property, on the periphery at the tea house, and we'll have a conversation. We'll speak more at the tea house. The decadence. Slowly, be slow when you walk through the garden. Would you like to take a treetop walk? Why not? Sure, we've got the time, we've got the money. Time, it really is money, honestly. It's worth more than money. Although I don't be Don't be mistaken, money is nice to have as well. It does afford you to do certain things. But it's definitely not all about money, of course. If you told me when I was 15 years old I'd be strolling amongst the treetops on a pathway up in the sky that was flowing through a garden in Portugal, I'd say that's ridiculous. What is Portugal? I've never heard of Portugal. First of all, and where is that? And then I would just shake my head and just give you an incredulous stare into space. Oh, this life. There's so many things to see. There's a beautiful book that, you want to talk about influences. A big book that influenced me when I was a kid was Dr. Seuss's On My Way to Sala Salou. I don't know if you ever had the pleasure to read this book. It used to send my imagination into a furious uproar. And you gotta be careful here. You see, as I'm gripping the, I don't know why I have a little fear of heights. I get a little anxious when Jesus Christ, I didn't realize I was this far up. Anyway, as I was saying, it was a beautiful book, Dr. Seuss book. And if you have kids, I would highly suggest reading it to them, prying the iPhone and the PlayStation controller from their little fat fingers, and sitting them down and in an old-fashioned way, reading them a book with sublime art and pictures. Dr. Seuss. Do people still read Dr. Seuss? Please, this must be a different property. Can you see? There are sheep grazing in the distance. Just take that in. This is a real feat of architecture. They were not playing around. Portuguese construction and architecture is formidable. It really is. It's well known throughout the world, well respected. I mean, look at this woodwork. I mean, wow. You imagine in the summertime, you're sitting out here in the summertime. Me, I'm sipping a gin tonic. You, I don't know what you're sipping on. Maybe a sangria, maybe a glass of wine, a Chardonnay. I had a good glass of, what was that? It was a white wine. What is it? Oh, Blanc, Sauvignon Blanc. So good. I really like a nice Sauvignon Blanc. I mostly like saying Sauvignon Blanc. A nice dry Sauvignon. You're sipping in the summertime, in the evening, and the heady wind of a summertime evening blowing through your hair as you sip Sauvignon in the midst of a intriguing conversation. This is what life's about, man. Nothing like a good conversation and a beautiful friend. Spend time, sip a little bit of wine, live your life, man. More Yoko Ono. Yes. I like that. That's a vibe. Yes. Landscape architecture. Maybe in another life, that's something I would do. I would be a landscape architect. I guess I imagined when I heard stories of the sultans and the kings of Persia and in India, where they had these sumptuous gardens and fountains that were flowing endlessly, and they had these landscape keepers of the grounds, who were poets in their spare time. And look at this, pools and concrete spilling over onto other tiers of concrete, the aquamarine stones, the beauty that lies therein, the vast abundance of it all. All I can think of when I see a vision like this, the way each pavilion and level of the garden, it ambles over onto the next one. There's a tension up above. There's a struggle. There's a process. The way the levels unfold, and then they resolve in an octagonal fountain base with a basalt bowl topped with a cube fountainhead. Inspiration, poetry. Adults, friends out there, if you have kids, read them Hans Christian Andersen. Read them Dr. Seuss. And let their imaginations run free, untamed. I hope that's not a lost art in this age of digital media at the ready perpetually from the time one wakes up until the time one goes to bed. I've noticed myself more and more. It's my obsession and my addiction to constantly be trying to squeeze the last piece of compelling information out of my phone at all times, just to keep that dopamine drip going. It's like it's a real problem. I'm trying to train myself to not be on my phone as much, but it's so difficult. There's so much intriguing information that lies around every corner. I mean, look at this. Again, like I said, this is all planned. This stuff is drawn out. You know, this is look at the shape of that. The way the walkway goes this way and down, and this side as well, this way and down, and then that resolves into this small lake. And there are some ducks over there. We'll go over there. We'll make our way down there. Oh, a winding staircase. There's nothing I love more than a winding staircase. Come on. Straight out of fairy tales. Anyway, like I was saying, man, this addiction, this dopamine addiction is it's troubling, man. I mean, I take baths every day. And the last couple of days, I took a bath, and I did not take the phone out of my hand the whole time. My hands didn't get wet. It'd be nice maybe to come here one day and read a book. I always tell myself that. I'll come here and read a book. Translation, I will come here and stare at Instagram on my phone for 2 hours. And the stock market. Come on, my man. Beauty. Drink this in. And, I mean, these things are easy to walk by. To not notice. But the way, how flush the groundskeeper has cut this flora here. And the flora is a fabric. It is a clothing that sits inside of this stone that contrasts the stone with this texture, you know, a living texture cut flush with the wall. That is, people don't notice these details. We tend to just mindlessly walk past these things without appreciating these small details. And this is the face at the entry of a grotto. You know what a grotto is? It's a small cave where there's a little body of water that comes inside. A grotto. I mean, how many layers, how many different aspects of this garden are there? And are you able to withstand the multiform beauty that keeps showing itself around every corner? Just let that marinate for a second. Anyway, like I was saying, man, it's a problem. I was in the bathtub a couple of days in a row, and my hands did not get wet. You know what I mean by that? It means that I had my phone holding it in my hands the whole time as I was taking a bath. My hands did not even get wet. And I said to myself, dude, that is not cool, man. Like, you're sitting here on the phone the whole time. You didn't even enjoy the water, the temperature. You didn't enjoy the space in your thoughts where you could sit still and watch the reflection of the light dance on the water and listen to some nice music. No, you were on Instagram the whole time, or you were trying to create some stupid piece of content for Instagram stories. It's like, dude, what's it about at some point, you know? When you can't even take a bath. Oh, who's coming to greet me here? What's up, fellas? What are you guys doing? You think I don't have any bread for you? I wish I did. There was a girl who was sitting on a bench over there, and she just got up and left. Now, this is how the paranoid mind works. I constructed a narrative that she's leaving because I came here with a camera and I'm talking to myself. And she just said, "This is too weird. This guy's really disturbing my my moment." It may or may not be true. But do you see how we construct these narratives? Maybe it's time for her to go. She's been here for 3 hours and it's getting cold. Why does it have to be about me? Why does it have to be a negative, some kind of a negative narrative? There's the tree walk up there that we were on. All right, I think I've run my mouth enough. I've given you a raw glimpse into my psyche, and I'm sure you're disturbed at this point, as am I. And I don't know if anyone's even going to watch this all the way through. You know, this culture, everything's got to pay off immediately. There's got to be some kind of immediate hit of action. Look at this. Look at these benches. That is really deep relief. Look at that, man. I can't imagine that it's comfortable to sit on, but it's beautiful to look at and to contrast with the flora all around you. It's a beautiful idea, and that is enough to make a vivid expression of poetry. Now I know why she left, though, because she was just like, I can't sit here anymore. This is so uncomfortable. I can't pretend, even though it's the most beautiful thing I've ever sat on, I can't pretend that I'm comfortable anymore. All right. So we've come a long way, and the kids are here to enjoy this this beautiful garden. So I'm going to leave it here. Come on.
São 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.